to find channel in all entertainment. It's your boy PK, and I'm here with 4GQ TV. All your favorite panel members on board tonight. We got our luscious, exotic Pokemon over here, animated evil. Right now, you may not see him, but you can still hear him. So that's what's more important. We do have our uh, our undercover, underground gangster, Mr. Clowns, aka Carlo, over here, this co-host, Mr. Captain of the ships. And then we definitely got our wise man with the plan that knows everything about everybody and things that probably created him too. Mr. Paul, the say our
Hold on. You got to say the whole
You're
thing.
gonna no.
I was just gonna say
Yes.
our celebrity in chief, but
Or
you
poppy seed, pineapple, whipped cream, Paul. There you go.
well
What
right
did you write
now.
that down so you remember it? Did you?
So just so you guys know, his name might evolve throughout the show,
Yeah.
which I think is a cool game. And if you guys want to add and kind of help his name grow, hey, throw
Oh,
some in the
yes,
chat.
yes.
Throw some in the
So,
chat.
poppy seed, spiced candy apple, pumpkin pie, Death Stranding, whipped cream, Paul.
That's trending.
There you go. Yo, but listen, we got some great topics. We got some things to talk about. Let me tell you, there's a lot of things going down. I know a lot of people busy because a lot of games are coming off. Gamescom is a big thing. I know a lot of people excited for that and all the reveals coming down the pipe. We have a lot of little rumors and all kinds of stuff just happening out in these streets. So let's just get the big. I think this is what Clowns was excited about it. I think he watched the interview with Bloomberg, who I think mistakenly said that Sonic was the home of Xbox, or Xbox was the home of Sonic.
Xbox, yeah. Bloomberg, I think they
So,
made a
so
mistake on that.
I,
Yeah.
and that made people like eyebrows raised, like, what are you talking about? They know something we don't know. Wait a minute. And of
They
course,
might. Yeah.
the lady that's interviewing ain't a gamer, so she might have just made some stuff up and just grabbed a screenshot of some video clips and just put it all together. I don't know. End of the day, it was an interesting conversation. Phil does what Phil do. He talks about his passion and puts it out in the streets. It's like he wears his heart on his shoulder. And it's a good conversation. You rarely see these type of leadership in action, kind of putting it out there. One thing that I think got clown's antennas going up was when he talked about the what was it uh banning loot boxes, right? That topic came up about loot
Oh,
boxes and how they are.
yeah. I mean, Asmongold, a very popular streamer, is calling for the all out illegalization of loot boxes. He just wants it completely done, eliminated. Tired of seeing it. So I mean, there's not much more on that, but I think that the more and more popular streamers are kind of bringing it back up and just kind of wanted it gone. But then if we don't have loot boxes, right? If we don't random loot boxes, then what about random Pokemon cards? You see that I'm
Well, let's
holding up
just
to the
let's
screen.
let's let's just talk about this for a second.
Yeah.
First of all, you're talking about uh, a card game, something you can physically hold. That's a little different than something digital that's has some sort of algorithm. So
Yeah.
um, let me just see, because I think Paul, he's looking like he done been there, done that, and done has more experience with a lot more gaming than we do combined. So I just want to know, Paul, how do you feel about loot boxes, and do you think they should be illegal or banned or whatnot, or do you think they got a place in gaming?
I think they have a place as long as it's not pay to win. And that's the only thing I ever have issues with is pay to win. As
That's a
long as
that's. I was going to ask you why you on that topic before you move on. Can you define pay to win, because a lot of people got that confused?
Pay to win to me is like if you get a loot box and there's a chance you can get a piece of equipment that other people can't get, that will up your play in the game, that will give you better gear than they can get through playing the game. Um, so all of a sudden you're a level one with a gun that's far better than anybody else that's out there that's around your level. So you can then be much better than them. You have better armor, which allows you to take more damage before you go down, and they can't damage you as well. That to me, that's pay to win. And that's the side of the loot box that I don't care for.
What would you say about characters unlocked?
Um, that's a gray area because if the character's super powerful, I mean, then comparatively to what's out there, but I found in most games they at least try to balance the characters out. You know, like in fact, right now on Fortnite, they've released a character that's based on Dragon Ball Z who can do an aerial attack with a power beam that is really, given that it's different than anybody else who can only fight from the ground, it's making it really interesting. Now, how they're going to end up balancing that, I don't know, but I played it for the first time last night, and it was really weird that they can jump up in the air and give you an aerial attack that nobody else has. You know,
Well, I want to see what they do with Destiny next.
yeah,
Um, I consider that a freemium game, right? It's free, but
right.
it has some premium purchases. But to me, it sounds like what I hear from you is you don't consider anything that Fortnite does as loot boxes. But what I know, Overwatch did loot boxes, and I think they're gonna. I don't know if they're gonna change it in two, but typically they were just skins. They wouldn't nothing but
Yeah,
like
and I
cosmetics or
have no
anything.
problem with if it's strictly cosmetic. I have no problem with them. You know,
Gotcha. Is there? Do you feel like people feel like something is unfair if it's in a loot box?
yeah, and I think sometimes it's an overreaction because if it's cosmetic and somebody has a piece of cosmetics that you haven't been able to get, so what? It's not affecting their gameplay. It's not affecting how they can how you can damage them or how they can damage you. So they have a nicer looking costume. Whoop de doo. But then again, I'm not one of those people who invest a lot of money in cosmetics and stuff. I don't get battle passes and stuff because I'm not really good enough at any of the games to warrant, me doing that because I'm probably not going to finish off all the challenges ever. But that's me. I understand there's a market for it, and that's fine. I have no problem with that as long as it doesn't give anybody an unfair advantage
Have you
in the
ever
game itself.
heard? Have you ever heard or played any games what they consider gotcha games? Do you know what a gotcha game is?
Not. I've heard the term, but I'm not sure I understand. I know the meaning.
It's kind of like you got like a little candy machine. You put a little quarter in, you twist it, and then something comes out, and you might get a little prize, and you don't know what it is, and you might get the rare thing in there, or you might not. That's kind of where that concept came from.
Okay, so it is kind of like you mentioned Pokemon cards. You said there's an algor there's a somewhat of an algorithm when it comes to those Pokemon decks too when you buy them. Like there's only going to be one special card in there. They make sure when they make the decks they're not totally random. Um,
Well,
so
yeah,
yeah,
I mean, what you get in the packs,
right,
is there is stuff going on there, but
yeah,
particularly in the digital world, however, you can't touch, feel, or weigh any of that
right.
stuff. So it's a little
Right,
different.
and you don't know what the algorithms are set up in the digital world. They can be manipulated quite, set up
Yeah.
in a way that
So I technically, that's kind of why I was asking if you knew. So gotcha games are like Clown's favorite. What is it? Uh, Genshin Impact is a huge one.
Well, a favorite. I mean, I wouldn't go as far as say favorite, but I do like the way that they are designed, and I think they're designed to like capture your eye, like almost like eye candy for a video game, right? And they do capture my eye. It works very well, but I don't spend any money in the game. But I also can't pass the first 30 minutes of those games without feeling like it's an emotionless world. So I want to dive deeper into some of these games just because I do think the voice acting is incredible and the art's incredible. And yes, I probably would end up buying a character or two.
But isn't
Um,
that the same thing as a loot box? Because it's random, it's not guaranteed you're gonna get a character. And yes, like Paul mentioned, there are some characters that are good and some that are not. And if
Yeah.
you keep rolling and you spend $100 and you're still getting the knots, you're gonna keep rolling. It's like the lottery over here.
I mean,
I
that's
don't know.
true. That
I
is
don't
no,
know.
you're true. You're
Does
right.
does that belong in a gaming space? Or is that just their way? I get it. They do it to make money. But does that belong in a gaming space? Should that exist? Because
Not to me, not if if it unbalances the game. No, absolutely not.
so like
Now,
Clown says, it's pretty animated and everything. And yes, Anime, I'm gonna get to you. I just wanted to clarify. And Paul said he's cool with it as long as cosmetics. He thinks it should be a place. You shouldn't be against the law completely, but definitely should not be side on pay to win. However, there are games that are considered pay to win. So, what about you, Animated? How you feel on the topic over there, hanging out?
let's talk about the worst culprit in the business, right? Electronic Arts. Take a look at your FIFAs, your Maddens, your NHL, whatever you want to, whichever game you want to do, and your ultimate team sort of package, right, is the ultimate loot box. And it's okay saying that that these big streamers want it out. Most of the big streamers on those games promote it. Look, I've just spent $5,000 on FIFA packs. Yeah, and that's what should be made illegal. That kind of thing, because that's just promoting gambling in my eyes. Because all you're doing, you spend your money. You can spend real money. You might get a Ronaldo once in a blue moon. We're talking FIFA now. But in most cases, you spend your money, you get, I don't know, Charles Johnson from the team in the division, whoever that is. I made that name up. I don't know. I'm sure there's not a Johnson if he is. However, but yeah, I think that's the main problem with the whole loot box thing. You don't know
I didn't even think
spending
about that,
hard-earned
but
money,
yeah,
but earning
things
money
like
off
Madden, that
promoting these kind of things.
yeah, I didn't even think about that. Things like Madden is
Yeah,
definitely pay to
ultimate
win
team stuff.
because yes, you're trying to just buy a deck, but if that deck has a very powerful card or two in it, all of a sudden your team picks up a lot of power. You so yeah, that's definitely pay to win, and that probably is
Yeah,
the biggest worst example, like you said. And if they do that in all their games, then yeah, that's an issue.
So I put it out there.
but
You guys know I
yeah,
play.
absolutely. But
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
look at the
You finish
streamers
it.
that look at.
Right.
No, sorry, dude. Look at the streamers that play those games. Yeah, they're to stream these games, and that's all they do. They promote the spending of money, and there's been loads and loads of stories of kids getting hold of their mum or dad's credit cards and spending all this money on these things because they want to be like these streamers. That's what should be made illegal. The promotion of it.
I don't know. I mean, they
And I'm
kind
done.
of. I mean, some of them are sponsored. I mean, this kind of thing. But I'll just put it out there. Like, I don't think loot boxes should be outright banned, right? I kind of side with Paul a little bit. There's a place for these type of things. Like, it's kind of like if you're willing to throw your money. I mean, no one said anything about Mass Effect Andromeda's multiplayer when that was basically a loot box. Um, Yu-Gi-Oh is a big proponent of that. It is a card game, but it has a digital component on Master Duels where you buy digital packs and it's random what you may or may not get. And they make money off of making you chase consistently spending money to try and get those cards that you need to put stuff together. Now, the thing is, it would not make money if you could just buy what card you want. You get what I'm saying? So the formula has to exist in order for the game to continue. So some games like that, or Magic does same thing. If you ever play Magic on, they have these systems in place to continue to fund and keep the game going. But those are the type of games you already know what you're getting into. So I'm not a fan of gotcha games. However, it has its place because people love to roll to see what they get. You know, what is that thing? It hits in your brain. It makes you feel good because you spinning, you rolling. It's like gambling or whatnot. It's the same deal. So I think it's a place for everything. However, I just wanted to ask everybody what the definition of pay to win was, because we got a lot of freemium games out here. We got Fortnite, you got Apex, you got Rogue Company, you got Multiverses, you got all these games as a service, uh, but the characters are all not unlocked. The game is free, but you got to play to get in-game currency to unlock the characters, or you can spend real money and fast track your way. That doesn't make you better, and just because you get a character still does not make you better, because everyone has access to the same character. It just depends on how much you play the game. So I do not define that as pay to win. If you spend money to buy a character in Fortnite or whatever, that's your prerogative. At the end of the day, it does not make you a better player. It does not give you an advantage because it's the same. Everyone else has the same access. Now, like I said, gotcha, Yu-Gi-Oh, or something where it's intentional to have that proponent in order to keep the game going. That has its place too. And I don't know if it should be. I don't think it should be outright banned. I think it should be reviewed, kind of what Animated was talking about when it came to uh, the sports and all that. I don't play sports games, so I can't tell you. But I do know that it is kind of messed up if you just blindly spend money and you don't know what you're getting back. But a lot of people like to do that too. So you can't take
Um,
it away.
I do want to say, thank you to Lemon for the super chats tonight, man. I appreciate it, brother. I hope you're doing well and on the mend. He did say it's fine with buying stuff in games for the fans and support for the devs. Pay to win is a thing of the past. Fortnite is great at this characters we love. And I think he's got a point there with Fortnite, especially, is that they've done microtransactions really well. They have been bringing licensed content that most people do love. It's not as generic as it was when it started out, right? I mean, even their generic stuff is still pretty good. It was great artwork, but now we're starting to see a lot of great content crossover, like Master Chief, and we've seen some stuff with PlayStation crossover to Fortnite, and now Dragon Ball Z. And if companies can continue doing stuff like that, everybody kind of wins, right? The license IP holders win. The devs, the companies win because they get the microtransactions. The consumers win because they could play as a character they like. Sure, it's a skin, but it makes it just more, that much more fun to be in that game as that character at that moment. You
But
know.
that's exactly what I was saying. Like, everyone spends their money how it makes them feel. Um, And like I said, when you have games such as Yu-Gi-Oh, you cannot just put out a game and say buy. You can just buy one whatever card you want, because then you would not be able to generate enough money to keep the game going, because everyone would just buy what they want and be done. So there is some carrot chasing in some games where it belongs, and other games that don't belong, right? So that's kind of what I was getting at. Hey, moving along. Hey, check this out. Appreciate you guys coming through. Everyone in the chat, everyone watching. We wouldn't be nowhere without you, so I appreciate it. And thanks, Lemon, for the super chat. He says it's fine. I think did you read that one? It was the one that he didn't read. It was
Yeah, I read the
Game
second one.
Pass. Game Pass does not make Death Stranding a good game. It still sucks. What's up, my guys? All right, he spelled it with a Q. So, since he's saying that, I think we should get into some Game
Well,
Pass
I
news.
hold on. I do got a question for Adam and Evil. He's over
Oh,
there in the UK, right? FIFA is a huge game in Europe, and we've seen it in the
Yep.
chat where I think OG Retrobox says FIFA did football wrong, and what did Squirrel Girl say? Hold on, I gotta go back up
FIFA
here.
costs too much.
Yeah.
Is
So Is anime? Do you hear stuff in the UK about parents complaining about the FIFA transactions? Is that a big thing?
The thing is, the thing is where I bring it from is yes and no at the same time. So it always hits big news where one of the kids has got hold of the credit cards and gone, I've spent $5,000 on FIFA points. But I've got a boy that's addicted to FIFA. That's all he plays, and I do dabble now and again, but I kind of buy it every year and I say, look, if you want FIFA points, work for it, and I'll give you a few FIFA points. He usually doesn't need the money for it, so I'm quite lucky. But some of his friends are just constantly asking, "Can I have FIFA points?" to the parents all the time, because they do sit and watch these guys on YouTube, and it wasn't so much going back to the loot boxes that it wasn't so much that it should be banned, but it's gambling promotion, isn't it? Because in essence, you're teaching your children, spend some money and you might win this card. It's a gamble. And
So
there's a lot of people that just promote just constantly that. Their whole channel is dedicated to opening hundreds and hundreds of pounds worth of packs.
So I'm gonna open a pack of Pokemon cards because
Okay.
they have gold foil cards in here, right? That
Okay.
sometimes could be worth a lot of money, but most of
Yes.
the time these cards could be worth 3 cents a piece, according to PK.
Yes.
You barely get your
Okay.
money back. So I'm gonna gamble here and
By
pretend
the way,
this
while
is
you're doing that, I do want to state that
Well,
this system is nothing new. It actually predates games.
That-
It's not. It's not.
But that
Baseball cards, football cards were all the same way.
playing cards is not gambling. That's different because you physically get to hold and keep, and the value
Yeah.
is going to be up to you. Like it's a
Well,
you
Okay.
if,
Okay.
if,
value
if you're
could be-
just,
I'm gonna add to that a little PK, right? Clowns, right? If you get one of these gold cards and it's worth $1,000, right?
Mhm.
You could take that to a shop and sell it for $1,000, right? You go, there you go, I can sell it for $1,000. You've then got $1,000 in your hand. Digitally, if you get a Ronaldo, what's it worth to you? You've spent your money. What's it worth to you digitally? Nothing.
that's true.
And
Can you trade it aftermarket?
Don't forget, every year these games reset, and even if you've spent $1,000, £1,000 on FIFA 2022, it resets in 23.
yeah.
So what
Uh,
you've bought last year, you get nothing for it.
right, and those are physical. You can keep those forever.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
Regardless of what the secondhand market might value it, it might be more valuable to you. So that's the thing is when it comes to comics or trading card games or whatever, that's different. That's not the same thing.
I
Well,
got the
the
standard foil
gotcha
card.
part, the gotcha part can be PK because you keep buying packs to try to get that card that you're looking for.
I mean, yeah, but not really. It's kind of like there's if you really wanted something, secondhand market will you can go get it. Okay,
Now,
Well,
you
but-
don't have
Paul,
to.
No,
You got a good point, because look how many more packs I got, just in
Yeah.
case I wanted to get
See,
a card
you know,
that I
you know the
didn't have.
difference between let me just throw this out here. He doesn't play the game. That's
on.
different.
Animate's got to say something. Go ahead, Animated.
But right, those cards in your hand, right, you can keep if you want to keep them, right? If you want to sell them, you can sell them. If you have the same issue in your Maddens, your FIFA, your other EA Sports games where you've done that, right? You can't take those cards over to the next game. When you buy the next game, you've got to spend all that money again to get the same cards. That's the difference. That's the
At the end
difference
of the
between physical and digitally.
when you're playing a trading card game, you want all the cards, regardless of rarity, because you're building your decks to play.
right.
All right, and you need those cards, even regardless of what rarity it is, to finish your constructed build. So if you play the game, they're all worth something to you, regardless of what the secondhand market may value it. Now, that doesn't mean you can't make money out of it. It just means that it just depends on what you're doing it for. And if you're just collecting Pokemon cards, that's your prerogative. But it's different for someone who's actually playing the game, who values all the energies. They're all common, but they value them because you need them to play the game. So it's just those. I just think it's right that some places it should be, and some places it may not. be the best place for it. Um, it just depends on the dynamic here. What are we talking about? Um, I don't think it's right for someone to have to spend some money and get random teams. But at the same time, that I spend time and effort into Yu-Gi-Oh to get random cards, but I know going in what that's about. So you're committing to that, and it's not a big deal because this is what you're used to. This is what it's like playing any kind of games like that. Versus if Overwatch got rid of loot boxes, I'd still be happy. If it went with the Fall Guy method, where you could just get your skins whatever you want, or like Fortnite, which you get what you want, or I see Lemon mention Gears, but Gears was also you get what you want. It was no random. It was like you want this, you can go get it, or
Okay,
you can
how
play
would
and
you
unlock
feel,
it.
PK? How would you feel, PK, if next year, right? You're a massive if you're a massive fan of Fortnite, I'm saying you are, and you've spent um $2,000 on Fortnite on outfits, right? Next year, Fortnite 2 launches, and none of those outfits carry over. How would you feel?
The same way I felt when Destiny 2 started and nothing carried over. Okay. So it's the same deal, right? You invest all that and you're gambling because it's digital. I mean, you buy games on PlayStation, you don't know if that's going to carry over to next PlayStation. You know that the Nintendo games ain't gonna carry over. So buying anything digital is kind of throwing away money. So and I'm not hating on anybody who does that, but I'm just saying it's better to have the physical because the next system is not going to be backwards compatible, and they're not going to allow you to carry your digital goods over, and you have no idea how some of these companies are. I mean, think about it. And not to bag on PlayStation, but we're buying Last of Us remake, remaster, redone, and it's going to be a new one next gen, right? It's just going to resell it again because people will keep buying it. Same thing they do with GTA. It's an old tired game, and people will keep buying it over and over. So I understand how you feel. It is frustrating, but it's just one of those things when it comes to digital. It's a time and place for some things, and then some places not. So that's just my thought. So I'm not disagreeing or agreeing. It's kind of like it just has to have its place. But at the end of the day, hey, we got some exciting stuff, right? So it looks like Paul's super excited about a game that came on Game Pass. I call it the FedEx Simulator. Um,
It's I'm not super excited, but I will say that I've been playing it.
how you
And,
like it, Paul? Does it have
some
accessibility features?
yeah, it actually I am playing it on very easy. I admit that, and I'm enjoying it for what it is. Something keeps drawing me back more because I'm yeah the walking simulator, the delivery stuff is kind of,
Well, well,
but the
you
story
didn't
is kind of
mention.
what you yeah the
Tell
story is
tell the
kind of what
audience
keeps me
what
drawing
game we're
in.
talking about. What game are we talking
Death
about there, Paul?
Stranding, Death
There you
Stranding that
go.
came to PC
There
Game
you go.
Pass the other day. Um, and it's something about I want to learn more about the story itself, so I keep kind of trudging along. But yeah, part of me is going, why can't I have fast travel? For the love of God, you know, why do I have to keep walking across the same patch of land over and over again?
You-
Yeah, yeah.
Then how you
But
like the cinematics?
oh,
Like the
it is a beautiful game,
like the shower
uh,
scene?
and I probably have the lowest end graphics card it will work on, and but still, even on my system, it looks absolutely amazing.
That's
You
good.
know,
I'm glad you
yeah.
enjoying it. Would you recommend it to anybody in the audience to play?
Um, I've got to say it's definitely one of those games that some people like Lemon can't stand it, and a lot of people because it is a very much a slow
Acquired
burn and
taste is what you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah, it's definitely gonna be yeah, if you're into that kind of thing, sure, you know.
But you're having fun with it. That's
Yep.
what's
I
matters.
mean, just doing the preamble took like hour and a half, 2 hours, even. So yeah.
All right. Well, what? Hey, I won't go to clowns because we'll go to him last. Hey, what about you, animated? Did you get a shot? Would you give it a shot? Or I know you got 1,000 and games
Yeah.
is going all the way down the street and your backlog, but I'm just curious, are you
It was
interested
one.
in this game?
It was one of those games I was always on the fence with. So rather than play it, I'm not going to be able to play it anyway because I've got this tin pot PC. I'm struggling to get onto the chat right now because it's terrible. I do need to replace it. Right. It's not going to run it on this. Don't own a PlayStation, but I have seen people play it. Every person I saw play it didn't enjoy it first off, so it's not for me. It's great for Game Pass and PC users, right? Brilliant. It's brilliant news. Why not? It was weird that PlayStation give it the rights to PC too. Is it 505 games that have the rights to the PC, and that's why it's on Game Pass?
Well, they published the game,
Something like
so
that.
it's different.
Yeah. So yeah,
Sony didn't
it's
publish
great.
it, so
Yeah.
Mhm.
So the PC rights belong to 505, so that's why it's Microsoft has approached them and gone, why not? Let's go. So it's great news for your PC guys that you can play it. I'm happy that Paul's enjoying it. Don't think it's a game for me, but yeah, happy it's come out.
I will say real quick for those that try it, at least get to the first major checkpoint that they send you to set off the story before you give up on the walking simulator.
how long does it take?
I actually shouldn't take that long. If you, no, the big thing is people need to right off the bat, because I always play with the buttons when I first start a game to see what does what even before the game tells me. So if you can see where that marker is right off the bat, you immediately know where to go, so you're not just wandering around. It makes it a lot quicker. Hours. It really doesn't take hours to get to the first part.
Are you saying I said that? Because you didn't hear me say that. I just
No,
asked
Sandy
you.
the hippie did. Sandy the hippie did.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
Because he asked me when I started it in on Twitter. He asked me what I thought about it. Does not if you figure it out, Sandy. Because
I mean, sometimes 5 minutes can seem like hours to people. It
yeah,
does
well,
for
yeah.
clowns. He feels like a game is just, he played 5 minutes. Oh my god, he's just freaking out.
Yeah.
So clowns with, so I know you already spent money on this game previously, but how do you feel about this game coming to Game Pass?
Death Stranding, I think it's great. I think that other people are going to get to play it, and that's what's important the most is that people are going to get to enjoy it. That haven't had a chance to play it maybe before. Maybe they're
I won't go
only.
that far, but
Well,
go
I
ahead.
mean, hey,
No,
maybe
go
the
ahead.
o-
Go ahead. No,
the only thing is PC Game Pass or something,
I-
or
I-
it's worth it. If for them, it'd be worth it because it's coming in there. They have the service. They get to play it.
yeah, I think those are all wonderful news. So, how you like the game, clowns?
I enjoyed it from what I played so far, but I played it on PlayStation. I'm a few hours in. I do like the cinematics.
So you didn't get very far at all. That's
No, I got about maybe.
the first 2 hours is primarily cinematic. I mean,
I think I'm on chapter 8. I want to say.
Wow.
Sandy, you are on point. It's actually hours. There you go.
Yeah.
But I mean, with the small bits you played, do you feel a little overwhelmed or not at all? You didn't get too far enough in the game to start your journey.
Remember to like and share, people.
Yeah, I'm talking to clowns. I don't know. He just kind of spaced out.
Yeah.
No. I'm just talking to somebody real quick. Sorry. Go ahead and.
I was just asking you about your experience with the game.
Experience with the game. I mean, I like it. I wouldn't go as far to say it's my favorite game or anything, but there is definitely a cinematic story that I like to experience in that game. I do enjoy it.
Well, that's good. I would say it's actually good for games like, especially games like that to exist on Game Pass. They usually thrive well, right? It's always good to give people access to things they may not have had access to and give them a shot to give it a try. Me personally, that's a no-go for me. I didn't like the game when I played it, and I'm not going to like the game now. It doesn't matter where it's at. It doesn't change me, but that doesn't mean that Paul is me. He might find a little jewel in there that he enjoy.
Now I have a
I
question for you, PK. Did you play it all the way through, or did you?
I got to the part where they finally gave you a gun, and it was at the end of the game. So I'm
Oh,
sorry,
well, I
didn't
yeah,
mean
I
to
was gonna
spoil
say
that.
I haven't got a gun yet, so
Didn't want to spoil that. Sorry about that, guys. You didn't hear that. You didn't hear that. Anyways, point I'm making is it is exciting, and I want to see more of this happen, right? Because like Soul Hackers 2 come out. Does that came out today? Did that came out today? Yeah, I think it did, or soon. Uh, uh First Atlas game to hit Xbox since 360, and we want to see more of that. We want to see more Japanese titles come to the Xbox brand because there's not enough exposure, right? Uh, Animated, I gave Animated a couple jewels. He was shocked. He had a shock to his system. Boy, he was like, man, this is I'm crazy. Like he just got stuck on him, like and the thing is, a lot of people that on an Xbox brand don't get uh, they don't have that exposure. So I'm grateful for Game Fast for creating that exposure and all those good things. And yes, for sure. I will not tell nobody not to play it. I think you should always give something a shot, especially if you have Game Pass. It's always a win for you. I mean, the only thing that you're losing is a little bit of time, but outside of that, hey, you get to try it for free, and if you like it, you can finish it for free, and it's free gamer score after that. Um, with that being said, there's a couple other things I just want to mention, guys. There's a celebration. Multiverses is one of the biggest games out there today. One of the most popular games is now reached 20 million people concurrently, which is amazing. It's a milestone, and it's the first game ever to break these kind of records, and wasn't even fully released yet until recently, which is crazy. Um, Saints Row did drop Tuesday. A lot of people, well, I would say a lot of people did not rate that well, but it's kind of like one of those things where
Mhm.
I personally enjoy it. I think it's fun. And to me, I just like turning my brain off and just blowing crap up, just like what's the other game? Just Cause, just like that. You just turn your brain off and just blow stuff up. And sometimes that just fits the need of the gamer, and I truly enjoy it. It does have a lot of accessibility options. I was saying that to Paul. So for those out there looking for accessibility options, it's got a crap ton. Um, Damn near make you invincible um, if you need it. But point is, turning brain off. It's over the top, like the original Saints Row, which is what I liked, and I'm glad they went back in this direction. Is it perfect? No. Is it a graphical masterpiece? No. But what it hits the 10 on is fun. So that's what I enjoy and appreciate the game for, and that's what I always enjoyed the Saints Rows for, is for the uh my mind. I like to do over the top stuff, like if I'm gonna blow something up, I'm gonna go steal an attack helicopter and go and blow a whole bunch of stuff up. That's just what I'm gonna do.
hang on, it's
um
time to go looking for love. Apparently in the chat. Hang on.
Yeah, I hate those things.
so the other thing is, like I said, lots of information coming out. There's Sonic, the new Sonic game has a release date. Finally, they finally, even though it was leaked first, they had to go ahead and make it official, but it's finally got a release date. So I'm excited for that. And I think that is exciting. They actually took time to build this Sonic game. So it should be a lot better than the past 3 games they made. For those out there who is Sonic fans or those who are not Sonic fans, I think that's a good pickup. Um, However, at the end of the day, this is what this is about. Ensuring there's something there for everyone. Uh, with that being said, there was some hot news. Seems like the Sony brand they are increasing their prices on all the PS5s around the world outside of the US. I don't know why they skip in the US, but outside of the US, and um, it's a little strange, but maybe it's because is it? I want to know. Let's just say. Let me just ask the panel. So I'm sure everybody heard the news about this, right? You guys heard about the increase of the PlayStations. Um, so I'll
Yeah.
start with animated because this time animated, especially because it's going to affect you in the other country. Um, to you, how do you, what are your thoughts on this? And then what do you think affected this change or shift?
Oh,
Because
big question.
the chip supply has gotten way better. So it can't be that.
Okay. Personally, off the bat, this is news out today, so I've not really looked up. This is them just trying to increase margins in the countries that aren't buying PS5s, in my opinion. Um,
Really?
that. Of course it is, yes, because the USA is it gone up in Japan as well, or is it just the US and Japan that it's not gone up in? I've not really looked,
No,
but
I have the
um,
list in front of me of which countries it's gone up in.
Well, what's the list there,
yeah,
Paul? What?
you give me the
Europe,
list, Paul, please.
UK, Europe, UK, Japan, effective September 15th. China, Australia, Mexico, and Canada.
Well, that's terrible, man. Because stuff is already expensive in Canada and Australia. Holy crap!
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
So I
But
do.
go ahead. Go
Do you
ahead
know what I
there.
do think? Yeah, like it does feel like they're trying to gain margins where their sales have slowed down or where they are unable to supply a mass amount of consoles. So because I know a few people have got them. Me myself, not really interested. I'm not going to buy a PS5. Like I said, I'm going to buy a PC next year and play all their games on there, really. But they can blame the influx of parts and things like that, and it's gone up and stuff. But I don't believe that anything that's been on the market for 2 years has gone up in value. That's just crazy. They've remodeled it and put different parts in, right?
Well, that's coming
I
too,
don't.
but it's
I
not
don't think
out
it
yet.
happened. Do you know what?
Well,
You've
no, wait.
you've been
Remember,
buyers. Guess what? Price is going up, pal.
remember, Oculus just did this too. Remember, Sony's
Hang
not the
on.
first company. Oculus just did this last month, and Oculus price raise was much more than what Sony's doing. So, so it
I
has
didn't know
been.
this. I didn't
This
know
is the second.
that
This is the
they'd done
second
that.
time
Well,
in recent history that it's gone up. That
okay.
some
Okay.
company has done that.
Really? All right. Well,
The Oculus Quest
But
went up
are
$100.
they using
Each
new
model went up
components?
$100. Yeah,
well, they just remodeled the
Right.
Oculus
Not so
But-
just
much new
recently.
model,
It had as a new model.
no, but
But
they raised the
if
price
it's a
on
new
all their
version,
models.
I
Dude.
get
It
that.
wasn't just the new ones.
so, what you say there, animated? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
What you say there,
Like I say,
animated?
if it's a new model on the Oculus, but Paul said it's not, I would agree with you. If it's a brand new model, it's fine. But
Well, it is
not.
new. It's
if something's been sat
The
on
Oculus
the shelf
2?
for 2 years,
it's newer than the one I have for sure. Because the one that
No, no,
two that I got,
just
I was just telling Paul. But go ahead.
Yeah.
I don't
If you-
see how a product has been sat on or in scalp basements for years. I don't understand it.
I get it. I mean, I can see your point of view. If you feel like they're just trying to basically pick up where you feel like they have losses to try and maximize their black line. I understand that too. I have different thoughts, and I'll speak on mine later. What about you, clowns? You looking down? I want to make sure you engage here. So, what are your thoughts on this, and what do you think is affecting it?
On the price increase for Sony,
Yeah.
I have no thoughts on this. Like, I don't know why it's increasing. I don't know the market. I don't know the fluctuation of what's going on with the transportation or logistics. Um, the ones that are already in store, I don't understand why it would increase. Um, and it doesn't seem to be targeted to the US anyway. It's like the UK, Japan, and like only certain regions, right? So I don't understand that either. Like, I don't understand the whole thing behind that.
Do you think that there will be? Do you think there's a specific reason why they're skipping U.S.? Because I mean, they hit in Japan and UK. UK is the biggest PlayStation um, country. You know, they bought more PlayStation than anybody else.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm completely clueless on this one.
Well, I'm sorry, man. You know, I get it. You sound inspired. He don't like the the idea of PlayStation going up. He's sad. That's why he looks sad right now. You know, it's all good, man. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna get through this. We're gonna get through this. And I'm gonna pat you on the back. Paul, I know you got plenty of thoughts and opinions on this, and you're gonna fill up all the clouds. So my question is, what is your thoughts? And then what do you think is contributing to this shift?
I don't know because all they said in the stuff I read was current global economic conditions, and I don't know what that means because to me this drives more customers out of the range of wanting to get the equipment because customers are hurting for money, so you're going to raise your prices notably, and then say, well, we're doing this because of economic conditions. Well, you're going to price people out, even if it's just an additional. Like in the case of Canada, I think it's just an additional $20, and they already pay I think over 20 more than we do, and I think that's because of import and export fees and all that stuff. But I can't say for sure. But so this puts them $40 above, 40 plus dollars above what the U.S. pays if you were to do the conversion. I don't know about the other countries because I don't know about their rates and all that and how much it's gone up. Um, but still, the idea that we're going to raise our prices and we still want you to get one, it seems kind of. It's like I said, it's the same thing Oculus did last month. It seems kind of backwards, you know. Yeah, we're gonna jack our prices up, but please come buy our stuff. What? No, that's not how that works. You know, more people. I already, I don't know how true it is, but I've seen people post that. Well, they were gonna get a PlayStation, but now they've been priced out, even if it is just a few more dollars.
Do you,
I don't
do you,
know.
do you, what are your thoughts on them skipping the U.S. out of all these countries?
Yeah, I know that's the other weird thing is are they trying to push? I mean, yeah, I mean that really seems weird. That's why I'm wondering if there's something else going on. They don't what they didn't think there'd be as much pushback if they didn't include us. I'm not sure. Because if they did include us, did they think the pushback would be even harder? You know.
You know, that's a good point too. Um, I would just say my thoughts is it could be due to inflation
Yeah.
when describing economic global changes, whatever. Because everything is either getting more expensive or things are getting smaller but staying the same price.
Right. The shrinkflation thing they've been
Yeah.
talking about. Yeah.
So it's one or the other, and I don't know how much that affects anyone outside of U.S. Animated has to chime in on that one, but um, I'm thinking it might be due to the fact that their cost is going up, and what they're doing is passing it along to their customers instead of absorbing it.
Right.
Um,
Which, to be fair, most other companies have been doing too. If you look at your
True.
grocery bill and
That's that's
stuff. Yeah.
that's that's normal business. So my
Yeah.
thought is, I don't. I know this is still kind of hard for them to keep PlayStation on shelves in certain areas, but I don't believe it has nothing to do with the parts. I think the parts are there, but the price of them has probably went up. Um, and instead of absorbing it, they're passing along. Because you notice
Yeah.
Nintendo's still selling their Switch at the same price. as a Series S
Yep.
and don't care. And they make and they
Xbox
making
still-
money
X-
on every system they sell.
Well, yeah, we're speculating,
Yeah.
Paris, but you
Yeah.
know what else are we supposed to do? You don't want us to talk about this subject? I don't
I-
understand.
And to be
We're
fair,
good.
Xbox's
So-
comeback apparently is we're still selling the same price. So there
Yeah.
you go.
So well, you know,
So for Xbox,
for now, anyways. But I would say that, you know, I believe just like all other companies, there is a financial um, driver behind it, right? I don't know if
Yeah.
what exactly it is, but it's a financial driver. But I don't think it's because they want to make more. Like, I don't think the driver is they just want to increase it to make people spend more money on PlayStation. I think it's more or less they might have had to offset some sort of other negative.
Yeah.
That's usually
Well, it's-
why anybody make these kind of moves.
I had
Well, it's
the
like-
silly thought. And I wasn't going to say it. I wasn't going to say the silly thought, but do you know what? Sony have thought, okay, UK, you want to sue us for $5 billion? You're now going to have to pay more for your consoles.
Well, that's super
we all-
petty, but
I
I'm-
know.
I'm not-
I
I'm
wasn't
not-
going to say it, but
I'm not gonna say that they're above being petty because they are definitely petty. Remember, this is how we trade games. What?
I know.
They are
Well,
definitely petty.
A week after saying, "Oh, you might be sued by the UK for or whatever it was for $5 billion," guess what? All the prices are going up. Deal with it.
Yeah. You know what? That's how they're
Just
gonna
saying,
pay for
it's a
the. That's how they're
possibility
gonna
that's
settle the
not gonna
suit.
be true.
They
Yeah.
gonna settle the suit with the extra money they get. Nah, I don't know. But go ahead,
No,
Paul.
I'm
You
sure
wanted to
not.
say
Real
something?
quick, I
I'm
want
sure
I
that's
want to
not the
draw
case.
a
It's
I
it's
want to
just
draw
funny
a
to say, right?
comparison.
Yeah.
If like if you go shopping, you notice your food bill goes up, but you don't necessarily notice that loaf of bread that you bought last month for $2.50 is now $2.75. The difference with things like the consoles and stuff is those prices are advertised. Everybody knows that the console was, $3.99 or $4.99 or whatever. And so when those prices change, people take notice. It's not something that they can do that they can slip in and nobody's going to notice. Because almost every other piece of hardware, TVs have probably gone up in price in the last 6 months, but nobody notices because we aren't shopping for TVs every month. We aren't,
Well-
tracking the prices to see that it went from, 1,999 to 1,000 or 2,200.
Well,
So
Right now, also keep in mind that all companies are taking losses
Yeah.
on console hardware, so it could be that maybe Sony's trying to raise the cost to get over the hump on hardware sales.
well,
That-
no, I'm just
that's a-
talking about what I was just talking about was the visuals of it, the fact that
Yeah.
we see this because it's so in our face, and it's obvious, it's one of those things, just like with the Oculus. If they do a price hike and don't tell anybody, we're still going to notice, because we see those prices all the time. We know what the advertisers' prices are.
Well,
Yeah.
gaming is now the largest media,
Yeah.
so you can't really, unless
mean-
you're an embracer group and you just keep sucking up things and nobody notices because you're an investment
Yeah.
company and not
They're-
truly
I
a
mean,
gaming company.
They are smart with their moves, though. You gotta admit that. I mean, they are pretty smart with their moves, and I gotta admire
I'm not.
that.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
All I know is, 10 cents scares me, and then embracing group is like, I'm like, what are you guys doing here? You have no direction. You just got a whole lot of giant IPs under
Actually-
your belt.
Do you know what the thing is with Embracer? They're searching the bargain bin and paying bargain bin prices, but finding absolute gems for sale for that price.
They are. Yeah, they're making
let's-
They
smart
really,
yeah.
because they've not spent that much money on. They haven't done $8, $9, $10 billion purchases. They're like, oh, you've got that for 500 million. Really? How? They're like scrapping through the bargain bin and finding.
I mean,
"Oh, there's one we want."
You're right. I mean, look how much Square sold half of themselves for, like
Yeah,
300
absolutely.
million.
What the?
I'm talking
what the-
about the IPs too, like Tomb Raider, dude. That's
absolute. Yeah, Tomb Raider IPs
Let-
probably worth twice that.
Okay, let's not go too far down this rabbit hole.
I'm
We
not,
talked
but
about
I
this
just-
last week.
No,
so.
I'm just.
Yeah.
it's not. I was just, we had.
I know, and I'm just saying we want to keep the show moving. So
Yes, Dad. Yes, Dad. So, anyways, I was just letting you finish there, and I agree. Like I said, I think it's a financial. There is a financial impact that is the driver behind it, but I don't think it's necessarily because they just want to make more money. I think it's to offset some sort of loss that they're taking somewhere, whatever that is, which I don't know. They it's not like they don't charge for everything. They charge for crossplay. They charge for if you put your game on another system. I mean, they charge you for every damn thing. So they're trying to make their money where they can get it. But look,
you want
yeah.
haptics? That's an extra $10.
I don't know. I have haptics in my Nintendo systems for years, and honestly, it just makes your battery go dead faster.
Yeah.
But anyways, so they did show that there is a Sega Genesis Mini 2 coming. I don't know if you guys seen that, or even Mr. Retro Renegade should know about that, but I'm just saying they did announce that and had some games now lined up for that. So my first of all, Paul, since I'm still on you, Mr. Retro Renegade, have you seen that? Does any of this stuff interest you as far as the Retro Mini Sega Genesis? Do you
Nope.
remember playing Sega
I mean,
Genesis?
I've seen it, but and I played a lot of games on the Sega, but I'm not into getting the mini systems and all that stuff, because a lot of that stuff's available, through emulation and online.
It's
and
a
stuff,
collector's item, dude. Come on, man.
yeah, as much as I've moved around the last few years, I don't collect anything anymore.
Now
So-
you flexing. Now you flexing. I move around, Mr. Celebrity.
That's not a good.
over
No,
here.
that's not a good thing. I'm basically a hobo, so
Don't try to downplay it now. Don't try. You already
Yeah.
got it. Clowns, is this exciting for you, Mr. Sega Genesis Mini?
Yes, I have to say that I am. I'm excited for it. Am I going to get it? It's a whole different story, but I think it's really cool that that these are coming out, and they're a really good throwback for fans. If you can grab one, it just makes it more that amazing, to be honest with you. I love my Super Nintendo Mini. Do I play it that often? Probably not, but I still love having it, right? So I imagine the same thing with the Sega Genesis Mini 2. It's exciting for people, man, to put it on your shelf, or whether you play it, you keep it in the box. It's it's a cool thing to have.
All right. Well, that's cool, man. What about you there, Animated? He's like, nah, man, I'm still mad about these PlayStations. I ain't got time about.
No, I'm
Still mad about that, man. I don't want to.
Dude, I'm the complete opposite of Clowns. I don't see the fucking market for this thing. I don't. I don't see the point. I mean, the list of games, fair enough. Some of them are okay. Some of them are good. But what's the market for it? I mean, Clowns is saying, I really want to play it. But Paul said, do you know what? I can play it emulated. When you say, I had a discussion about this yesterday. And it was a case of the guy said, well, I'm buying it day one because it's a collector's item. Well, if you were a collector, you would have the originals. If you were really into the retro games, you would have the retro systems.
Wait.
Not a remaked sort of. I know it's factory release and stuff, and all the stuff you can't get everything. But I just can't. For the life of me, I can't understand what market is trying to achieve. It's a very niche market, right? Because it's not aiming for the kids, because you're not going to get kids into it. You're not going to. So it's people like Clowns that go, do you know what? I'm going to buy it and keep it on my shelf. Well, what's the point of it then?
It's a collector's item. It's just like getting a statue.
I know, but and again, what's the point of launching
It's just like all the stuff
all these
behind
games
you.
on it with the one? I do have a controller I've never played with. Yeah, the
Yeah,
purple
see?
one next to the mask, right? Never played it. I don't wear the mask. That mask lights up. I've never turned it on. I know.
You know,
I'm arguing with myself
he
right
said
now.
he's like, I want to be in Borderlands, but not today.
Oh, that's awesome. It lights up and everything. It's cool. But I just, I just don't get what the market's for. It's not I don't think the market's big enough for that niche collector that wants it. Sorry, clowns. I know you want it, but I don't understand why. You tell me why, and I'll apologize for it.
Yeah, I think it's just because it's the nostalgia, right? I think it's the nostalgia. Nostalgia really hits home. I think for many people, it depends on what your favorite thing is. It could be Super Nintendo, Nintendo Entertainment System. Some people PlayStation, OG Xbox, maybe even arcade games like those mini arcade games that you put up on the shelf. Um, and it's just that's it, man. It's that nostalgia.
I know, but nostalgia to me, being a collector, means owning the actual thing, not a miniature version of it, right? Not a tiny little miniature version. I've got a Game Boy Color. I wouldn't want a fucking keyring of a Game Boy Color and think it's nostalgia. It's not the point. For nostalgia reasons, you would want to own the actual device, right? That's just me, though. I mean, I know I'm wrong.
It makes sense what you're saying.
I know I'm wrong, but I just can't be convinced why buy a. It's basically an emulator, right? It's just an emulator with a smaller shell of the thing you used to own. That's all it is. Although there is a positive side of having an emulator machine in your room, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, you can do crazy things with it.
I mean, no, you got a point, right? Okay, so I mean, you do have a point because it's just I don't know, something about the physical hardware, just having it in your hands is just something that is amazing. That's what it is.
But you actually said you might not use it. You might just put it on the shelf, leave it in the box. There you go,
Yeah.
job done.
Yeah,
It's
no,
gonna-
you're
just get-
absolutely right.
Just get a pretend box.
I'm
There you go.
I'm
You're
just
never
I'm
gonna
gonna
use
just
it.
throw it out there. I think you making Paul feel some type of way, like he was put in the
Yeah.
box and don't get used. Yo, Paul, I love you, man. You are always important member of this team. Don't listen to animated. We don't do that around here. Things age and become vintage. Okay, it is what it is. No, look, I put it this way. I'm not gonna say I'm excited for it, but it's kind of unfair, animated, to say you should have got the original because I had all the originals,
No.
but
What I'm saying,
but
what I'm saying
I
is
don't
the
anymore
originals are
because of
available
things.
still.
Yeah, for how
You-
much?
Well, that's the point. If you're
All right
if you're a
then.
true collector, I know, but save all your money and buy. I know, I get it. I get that aspect of it. I just don't see.
I mean, I get it. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
like having Borderlands mask that you can't wear. You know,
I can.
clowns.
I can.
You know,
I can
or
wear
make
it.
or can you just don't. You know, it lights up. You spend a lot of money on that edition, by the way. I know. I'm a Borderlands fan.
It's not.
Look
It's
at him
a
now.
Chinese knockoff. It's a Chinese knockoff. It cost me about £3.
So,
Oh wow.
So now-
Hey, hook me up. No, I'm just kidding.
So now he just put it. He's just letting it all out there. Now he
Mm.
didn't. He's the insider. But anyways, point I'm making is you got it behind you. You got some steering wheels and a whole lot of games because you say you got this backlog, and it's like you saying the same thing and you apply it to that same mythology behind you, buddy. All I'm saying is I get it. I get it. I'm not saying it should be for you, and I understand you don't get it. But it's the same thing of you see this. This is $85 right here.
Okay, what's that?
This is a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Yeah,
And-
that It's like good for a soda coaster. You put your
But
soda on top
the
of it.
different see this man right here. Hey, so what I'm saying is
Four
while he's
dollars and 99 cents.
while he's steady trying to find some sort of treasure chest, I'm actually using those for my decks to actually play. So I might not play every deck for a long time. I might actually just put it up and may not even touch it for a bit, but I'll get it and spend money on it. I think it's just each to his own. You said that you don't understand if there's a market. Well, it's got to be. Why would they even
No,
produce these
absolutely.
things?
Of course he is. Of course he is. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate and saying
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
think. Really, yeah, that's all.
And
I'm
and I'm
sure that
just
like, there's
trying to
people like
banter back and
clowns.
forth.
Yeah, there's people like clowns that are going to buy it and going to enjoy it and going to love it. For me, you asked me the question. I said
Yeah,
there's no point.
yeah. No, there's nothing wrong with how you feel or how you look at it. It's just I was just saying like as me trying to
Yeah, yeah,
counter argue, I would just say
absolutely.
that it just depends on
Appreciate
the
it.
person, and
Yeah.
then the idea is there's got to be a market because they wouldn't produce, like, why would they waste their money to make this, Nintendo or Sega or anybody for that matter. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Sony brings out their PSP and make that a old system. People might get it thinking they're going to support it, and they probably still won't support it, even that's it's just a remake. I don't know. I don't know, Paul. Paul, did you ever own a Genesis? First of all,
Yes, actually, I did. Didn't have a lot of games for it or whatever, but I didn't really get back into console gaming until the Nintendo 64.
you shouldn't tell nobody that because they're gonna think, "What do you mean get back in the game? That's the first console I had."
Well, because I remember
95% of the people we
well,
talk to is like, I
because
got
the
it on
first
the
one
Nintendo.
remember because the first one I owned was a Atari 2600. So
Yo, let me just say this, and I know this ain't got nothing to do with the topic. I'm gonna be real. Genesis was still my favorite console over Nintendo's Super Nintendo. I mean, don't get me wrong, Super Nintendo has solid titles, but honestly, had way more fun on the Genesis, on everything, on every single level, and I don't know why. I can't explain it. I don't know why. It was just something about it. I don't know if it was just the games or whatever, because I ended up having both, but the Genesis just had that edge. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know. Anybody know what I'm saying? Maybe you can articulate it better than me. Anybody else
I do,
had
but I
both?
didn't. I didn't have both. I was a Sega boy and missed out on a lot of Nintendo. So this Genesis 2 Mini should really call out to me. It really should, because that was what I grew up with. So I should be going, yes, that's for me. I want to do it, but no. But I understand what you're saying. I did play a few uh, Nintendo games, but Genesis for me was all the way.
I
That's
get you.
all I
And
knew. So
so let me just, since we're on this, and I know we can get to a different topic, but I just got a question, and this is probably exciting because Gamescom's happening, and there's rumors of games being remade, and some games that are going to drop, or some hints of games is going to go. Uh, Question is, and I can start with Paul. It's like, what game would you be
excuse me.
excited to see, or out of some of the rumors? And I ain't gonna say all of them, but things that you may have heard because you a celebrity in the streets. You keep your, you be whining and dining with $500 plates out there in the streets with them people. Can't.
I when it comes to stuff like this, I really don't make any speculations against the word or expectations
But
for
what
what I'd
what
like to
would you
see.
want? What would you want?
Um, I would like to see more on some of the new. We have so many Star Wars titles that they've been talking about, that we have like 7 more coming out that we've seen almost nothing on any of them. I would like to see
You
some of
mean like
those.
what was the one that Respawn made? What was that one?
Um, with you mean like what's it called? The Fallen Order 2 that's coming
Yeah,
out. You know
yeah,
that's
that
coming
one. Yeah.
out.
Is that
Also that one, and also there's been talk of the bounty hunter one that's not necessarily Boba Fett, or it could be Mandalorian, but there's been rumors of that as well that we've seen nothing on. It would be nice to see at least something on some of those for me,
okay? That sounds
because
good to me.
that's one of the gaming things. Star Wars. That's something that I will always jump on. I don't think there's a Star Wars game that's
Fallen
come out
Order
that I
was
haven't
solid.
tried. Yeah,
Fallen
Order has
Order
been
was
very
solid.
solid.
And outside of Fallen Order, I would say that what was the one that was
The original Battlefront 2 was amazing as well.
it was Forced Unleash was the
Yeah,
other one that
Force
I love.
Unleashed was amazing. Yeah.
Got you. So that's I would be dope. I mean, I think that would be dope to hear and see something like that come out. Um, what about you, Carlo, Mr. Clowns? What what would you want to either be brought out or be rumored to drop, since they are talking about a lot of stuff here that they're going to drop here soon, or at least give us some information on?
I mean, I'm yeah, when it comes to this stuff, I just look forward to what's announced, right? I don't look forward. I get worried about getting hyped up for rumors on release dates and that kind of stuff because I know realistically, um, that things just get pushed back.
So what do you
And
want though? What would you want if you had it your way? What would you like to see? And don't say an updated Mafia game. We don't want a remake. You want a brand new one. You want a Mafia 4.
Mafia 4. Wow, that'd be cool.
yeah, Mafia 4, there you go. That'd be cool, right? Another Yakuza game would be great.
Well,
I like Yakuza. That would be really cool.
that's a
Um,
given. Yeah.
He wants to see his
trying
favorite Marvel villain get its own game, get his own
Jug
game.
yeah,
Juggernaut?
Juggernaut.
Juggernaut,
Yeah,
yeah.
Juggernaut,
Who do,
yeah.
who do we got to talk to get a Juggernaut game for this man? Who do we got to talk to? Huh? So you can have his own little Juggernaut game. Then you can have you can pick whoever you want on your roster. You know, you can have the Blob and everything. There you go, and they just tag team. And Juggernaut can throw the Blob, and Blob can sit on things and blow things up. I like that
Yeah,
idea.
there you
There you
go.
go. Actually, you know what? Why don't it could be a Hulk game, and then you can put Juggernaut in it. There you go. Oh, you don't like that
A
idea.
She-Hulk game because Juggernaut and She-Hulk had a relationship.
This man. We can't
And
give Hulk no kind of shine, huh? None.
nah,
Animated, what game do you like if you was wanted, if it was up to you, what would you want?
somebody,
If I could
anybody
have,
watching the chat?
I'm not, unfortunately. That bloody 69 megas back.
I'm
I
getting
I
so
blocked it. I
mad.
blocked it. I blocked it from the channel.
Hey,
Sorry.
it's no, you good. Go ahead, bro.
The question is, what game would I want if I could do anything?
Yeah.
That's it depends on the mood I'm in. To be fair, I'd like a really good X-Men game, a really good something really dark. And did you ever play the Wolverine Origins game?
Yeah,
That was pretty
100%
cool.
it.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Something like that, but the whole X-Men thing going on, a group of people, kind of in that vein, kind of that really dirty, gritty X-Men, the way that the Batman Arkham games were done, if that makes sense. That would
Gotcha.
sort of the confliction between the group of them and them struggling to cope, and that for me would be just amazing. And I'm not, I do love the X-Men, I do, but I think if I could do anything, it would be that really
Okay.
dark, dirty X-Men sort of everybody arguing, kind of how Amazon did the Umbrella. Was it Amazon? Netflix did the Umbrella Academy, kind of like that,
Mm,
where they don't get on at all. It's that kind of gritty storyline. I'd love that, just with the X Men.
mm. Yo, before I go, I think Clowns mentioned something about the Umbrella Academy. What was that that you mentioned that happened before? I don't know if
Oh, that one of the guys that was behind producing the Umbrella Academy is going to be working with Netflix on a Horizon Forbidden West and Orbital series.
mm. So, I said it before, Sonic has paved the way for more video game adaptations, and not just
Yeah,
adaptations, but good ones, right? So I
yeah,
said that before. Um, Me personally, I'm super excited for Gotham Knight, super excited for Sonic, super excited for a lot of games that's still yet to drop. And me personally, if I had it my way, I would want a remake of Chrono Trigger in the same aspect that they did Final Fantasy VII. Um, and with Akira Toriyama, the artist, the creator of Dragon Ball, who designed all the characters to do an upscaled version of that. I think they can get it done and do a great job, and I would be excited for that. Uh, but with that said, um, looks like we are getting close to time here. Um, and I would just ask, has everyone checked out the She-Hulk uh, TV show?
Yep, I'm all caught up as of today.
And did
nope, not
anyone
yet,
check out Sandman?
I have not checked out Sandman yet. I need to
Okay.
binge
not yet.
through that.
All right. So those are two hot comic book TV shows right now. Sandman is pretty is loosely close to the original graphic novel. I think they do a good job, except for a few episodes I could have done without. But overall, I think they solid. It was a pretty good storytelling. Um, they kept it close. Um, the They decided to elect to use Joanna instead of John Constantine because of creative rights. But overall, I think it's solid. You should definitely check that out. She-Hulk did premiere, and it's got a lot of buzz. You definitely should definitely check that out. Don't I would say that um, it's exciting to know that we're consistently going forward with narratives that are pushing the world forward as far as the cinematic universe and Marvel. And that's a good thing, whether we like a particular show or not. The world will keep on moving, and we want to celebrate, because think about this: years ago, She-Hulk was never even thought could ever work, right? Did you guys know that
Okay.
that would just not be a thing? Think about the original Spider-Man TV show. I don't know if you guys seen it, but it was pretty horrible. And
Mm.
um,
You mean the one
it,
from the 70s, the really
yeah,
bad live action? Oh, dude.
yeah. When I came home from school, it was on TV, and I used to watch. But yeah, um, some of the stuff was not even thoughtly possible. So it's kind of exciting that we're in a situation where anything can actually be brought to live action and be brought to life. Is what I'm getting at. Um, I don't know how you guys feel. You guys can give me your thoughts. And animated, you had something else you wanted to share?
Yes, it would be remiss, right, for us not to mention tonight. Okay, it is the weekend of the week of Gamescom, right?
Yeah.
And I'm hoping you
Mm.
guys have seen opening night live, right? I'm sure you've all seen it. I watched it a couple of times. I'm just wondering what you guys took away from the opening night live. If things struck out at you um, that we've seen, because obviously it was only a couple of days ago, and with us podcasting on Thursday, we've got the opportunity to discuss it early than other people that discuss it on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. What did you take from Jeff Keighley's show? What are you looking forward to before we go?
I feel like you set me up. Hey, I didn't watch the show, but I've seen a lot of stuff. That's why I brought up all these games and what would you want. is because I did see a lot of stuff coming out for the Gamescom. So like I said, I'm super excited for. At first, I was a little taken by Sonic, but once they finally dropped the final trailer, it's epic. I gotta pick it up now. Stuff like that, is why I was bringing that stuff up. Is because of Gamescom for sure. But I didn't watch the show,
Yeah.
so I can't give comment. What about you, there, Paul?
I didn't watch the show, and I saw some
Uh-oh.
stuff drop about some of the stuff that was coming, and I was excited about it when I saw it, but I couldn't tell you what I saw. I've been
You can't tell me what you saw. You see, that's the
No.
stuff I'm talking about, Paul. That's what I'm talking about right there. You always got stuff you can't tell me, but you want to tell me
no, I mean
got
no,
stuff.
I mean I can't tell. I mean I don't remember what I saw in regards to.
No,
games, in
Don't be trying to
regards the
spin it
show.
off now. Don't be.
Stop
We
it.
all heard what you
Just
said.
stop it. Just stop it. There was some stuff that, oh, that's cool, but nothing. I mean, I've been doing other stuff, and I admit I've been playing a lot of Death Stranding. Actually, what it was, the honest truth, I'm on some new meds. And up until yesterday, I've been pretty much out of it for like the last week or so. So as
Sounds
my
like you
body
guys-
adjusts to new stuff. So seriously, the whole last week is kind of a blur. The whole-
Okay.
Hey,
All I
you
can
know-
do is take your word for it.
Don't even
Yeah.
ask me because I haven't seen it either.
yeah.
Oh, no.
So whatever
let me just
animated
make-
says, I gotta agree with.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just make a couple of recommendations then, because I've seen it a couple of times now, because this was a topic
Couple
on
of
a podcast.
times.
Oh, wait.
Holy-
I can't say wait. I did see the boss fight for the
Higher
Rick and
Than
Morty High on Life game. That looks
High on
funny
Life,
as
yeah.
it looks great. I'm definitely looking forward more to High on Life than I was before.
Are you gonna get high on life? Is that
So-
multiplayer?
I do not
No,
believe
it's,
so.
it's a single player narrative
Okay.
Yeah.
by Squanch Games, but
Yep.
it's done by the Rick and Morty creators.
Yep.
Because it was a thing I would discuss yesterday, and I actually sat at work today. I do work for a living, trust me when I tell you this, and watched the entire 6 hours of the Xbox stage today. So, but I do
So
work.
wait.
I've
You
got
say
a
first.
spare
You say
screen.
I
I've
do
got a
work.
spare screen.
I do work, but I spent 6 hours of that work watching the Xbox show.
I was there for 10 hours. It took me 10 hours to watch
Oh,
six.
what?
Okay.
Why
I
are
have
you trying to
three
get this
screens.
man caught up?
One of them, the middle screen, was dedicated to the Xbox show today. Okay, but if you've not seen any of the games, okay, there's a new Hogwarts trailer, okay, which shows you the dark side of the Potter universe. It's very good. If you've not seen that, watch it. It looks really good. The Hogwarts legacy. So
Right.
the original trailer, it was all about being a good guy, and this one is being all about the dark side. So it makes me think there's going to be choices a little bit like Fable. There's that game. There's a trailer for Tales of the Borderlands 2. That's really good. Life of P, which is a story on Pinocchio, which takes a really dark turn. That's really, really good. And the other one I wanted to highlight is a game called Tortuga. Right? And it's a little bit weird. I think it's PC only, but it reminds me of Sid Meier's Pirates back in the day. I don't know if you've ever played Sid Meier's Pirates. So good.
Oh, I love that game.
I
I've spent many hours.
Do you know what? It looks like the battles are turn based. There's all these. It looks like the battles are XCOM like ish. You don't see much of it, but it just looks brilliant. And I want this game to launch roughly the same time as Skull and Bones and just destroy it, because who wants to play that anymore? Yeah. Other than that, yeah, there's a few games that are good on it. If you can check it out, check it out. If you can't, because I watched it, and the Xbox show was okay, mediocre, but okay.
Yeah, there's lots of no. There was.
That's the
I seen
update.
them.
That's the update of Gamescom at the minute.
I mean, there's a lots of stuff they didn't show, like Lords of Fallen. There was a lot of stuff I just can't remember because I didn't get to watch the show, but I know that there's lots of stuff to be announced. That's kind of why I brought it up, because there's a lot of rumored things to be dropped and kind of shock and surprise. And if not this at Gamescom, Tokyo Game Show as well has some hidden
Yeah.
gems. Um, that's why I brought it up. So, like I said, awesome stuff. That's why I'm excited. I don't know any of those games you mentioned, but sounds exciting. Sounds exciting.
Yeah, check them out. Check them out. Just check those four. You'll be happy.
Okay, I got you because I like being happy. Um, so, anyways, guys, so we got to wrap the show up. We got to cut loose and let go one of our panel members. We don't want to wear him out because we need him. We love him to death. Um, and I just want to say, yo, everyone who's watching, we not a show without you. Thank you for definitely checking us out. However you're doing it, definitely share this out with your friends. Get everyone talking. Let's get it people involved. We want to have more people granting our opinion, and we do want to apologize because Paul's name didn't evolve. It should have, but I don't think we watered the plant or something. I don't know what happened, but we're gonna fix the glitch and make sure
Yeah,
it
Cardinal
evolves
fell
next
asleep
time.
is what happened. Yeah, he's
It will happen. We're gonna keep
Yeah.
it moving. And if you need us coaches on that, just put in the chat what you think his next name should be, and
Ah.
we'll keep it that way. We'll keep it going. So with that being said, animated our special friend over there in the business
Across the pond.
getting
Bloody right, mate.
PlayStation
Oh God,
Rising
don't,
cost.
oh dear God, we got to stop him.
Yeah, we're not going to do that because he, the Australians might come after him, and then we'll have problems. So, um, anyways, I know you're mad about the PlayStation, but just be happy about everything else. We'll get through this, man. Don't worry. It's only a little bit. It ain't that much. It's just a little bit. Anyways, what is going to happen, and can they find you? I know you be having like 99,000 people in your party playing some kind of game, but where can they find you? And definitely tell them what's your next streaming time, bro.
Streaming's on a hiatus at the minute, just due to because of work. Really, I'm doing nothing but working at the minute, so
And
I'm
watching
really
Gamescom.
struggling with.
Got
And
you.
watching games cut. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it should just be noted.
Watch-
That's what he's doing instead of
Uh,
streaming is watching Gamescom. Just put it out there.
Shh, my boss might be watching. Shh, don't tell him.
We don't know
No,
what that
so
is.
what? Okay, let's take work off the table. I spend a lot of time at work, whether it's working. We'll see. However, yeah, the best place to find me is on Twitter at animated_evil, and every Thursday on 4GQTV. The streaming's taking a bit of a back burner at the moment. So's my YouTube channel because guess what? I'm just a little bit busy, but they will come back. Other than that, that's me.
Translation after Gamescom, he'll be back. Hey, thanks, man. Hey, definitely. He is. Let me just say, Animated is one of the most liked people in the community. Definitely, a pleasure knowing the guy, and he's usually super positive. So he usually gets down on games even if they're terrible. So definitely check this man out and hit him up. He does have good game nights where everybody just kind of go wild and get into these parties. Paul, the celebrity in chief, the guy who knows everybody, who knows every game and had every game and understand how he can he's like the Godfather, he can reach out and touch you and stuff. He ain't worried about nobody in these. You know what I'm saying? Paul, I am sad your name did not evolve.
Yeah,
but
even
we'll
Parrish
fix
didn't
that.
take an opportunity to throw new stuff out there, and he was in the chat. Yeah,
We'll fix that. We're gonna fix that. So we'll do that next time. But could you tell the viewers, because I know I seen you stream and you be doing the daggone thing. So tell these people exactly what you be doing. Where can they find you next?
Okay, so here's the breakdown, and it's going to get busier in about 2 weeks.
Oh,
Mondays on the Xbox Ambassador channel from 10 a.m. Pacific to to noon, Tuesdays on Retro Renegades. So I forgot about that, and they always yell at me because I forget to mention them. So there you go. Starting not next week, but the week after, Midweek Gaming is back, and I believe Animated's going to be back with us as well
All right.
on the Stubbs channel. And
All
then
right.
on that same that also that Tuesday, I almost forgot the return of Gaming After Dark, and I will be a panel member there now as well. So
This
I'm going to
man.
be doing a double header on Tuesdays with an hour break. And then on Thursdays I'm here, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday I don't
Wait
know
a
where I
minute.
am.
Wait a minute. You did all that. You not. I'm not gonna let you just slide by and say Thursdays I'm here after you announce all these shows, and you just gonna
Or
say I'm here.
GQ TV. Plus we do the plus we do the interviews for the for GQ TV. Plus we do the the MCU after show with Paris, myself, and Carlo, and whoever else we can get to show up. PK, when you show up.
Hey, listen. Hey, listen. Things happen. Like Anime says, you just gotta go with it. You know what I'm saying?
So
Just
there
gotta
you go.
with it.
Plus what I do on my own channel, which I need to pick up on and start doing more of. So there
Hey,
you
you
go. I'm
doing
going to
your
be a
thing,
busy
old thing,
boy,
man.
and starting in a couple of weeks again. I'm
I
going to be a
seen you
very busy boy.
stream and those parties you in, bro. So I know
Yeah.
you're doing your thing.
Yep.
Carlo, Mr. Clowns, Mr.
Yep.
Mafia Man.
You can all find me at 4GQ TV.
Come on, man. That's it. That was kind of
That's
lame.
it. That's simple. Keeping it simple.
No. You can also find him on Twitter. You can definitely still find him on Twitter as well. At Italian Clowns. Definitely hit him up. And we need to put that out there because we want to make sure that we leave room open for anybody who wants to have conversations and reach out to us. So there you go. Me, I'm definitely on Twitter, definitely on 4GQTV, and when the dragon's den, whenever the dragon comes out of his little cave, I'll be on there too. Whenever he comes out of his little cave, because he's a wounded dragon right now.
Yeah. Right.
When he
He's a
comes
wounded
limping
dragon.
out of his little cave, you mean limping out of his little cave?
Nah, he needs to get a wheelchair. That's what he needs. Then it'd be good.
Yeah,
Then Paul
absolutely.
can make fun of him.
I don't
But
know.
that-
Even sitting in a wheelchair, he's a big boy. He might hurt me still. So yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But listen, thanks everybody coming through. We had a great time, good fun. As always, I enjoy working with these panel members, my family, my friends. You guys are a treat to work with. And as always, everyone that's watching, everyone that's subscribed, everyone that's joined us or just creeping, please continue to come back, continue to help us grow the show and entertain you guys. Let us know what your thoughts are. Something you have an opinion on, say it in the chat. We want to hear from you for 100%. At the end of the day, we're here to entertain. We're here to talk and have opinions. We're also about that life when it comes to gaming and movies, anime, comics, and etc. And as you can tell, it doesn't matter what part of the world you in. Right, raise your hand there, Animated. Doesn't matter what part of the world you're in. We are about that life. So we just want to bring this circle in. So thanks, guys, for coming out. Clowns, you good?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming out. And see you guys next time.
All right. You guys have a good one. See you.